Okay, in this video, I am going to be showing you how to solve this Rubik's Cube. The first thing you will need to know is the pieces. These are centers, they have one color on them. These are edges, they have two colors on them. And these are corners. Why do I keep forgetting this? These are corners. The centers will never move because this, even though it looks like the centers are moving, that's the equivalent of doing an R, an L prime, and then I believe that's an X move. But it looks like the centers are moving, even though they're not. So, let me solve it. What you're doing in this is solving the white cross, the corners. We're putting these pieces in the right places, and then we'll be solving the last layer. I do not use OLL, and so it might confuse some people, but I just straight do PLL. If you know OLL and PLL, and you're just watching this for hints, then if I just have the yellow dot, oh well, I'm not gonna explain this. I'll explain this later. Okay, so now I will mess this up. Okay, that looks messed up enough. So the first thing we're doing is making the white cross. So you see we already have those two. We just need to align them where they go. Then find the other two pieces. This one's right here. So we can move it over here. And we see this one is over here. So we can go ahead and instead of moving it that way, like you can do finger tricks well with, we're going to move it that way. Move that up and that up. Or more. And then we already have one piece in place. Then we're going to find the one of the corners and put it into place using just pushing it this way, aligning it with the white and putting it back. And do that with all of them, except for some of them. You can move them out of the way first, then bring that down, move it into place and bring it back up. And then if you get this case where this is going towards the yellow side, you can bring it down and then put it into place. Now we need to solve the second layer. We're going to hold the yellow side up and go do this algorithm. We're going to do U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And that puts that piece in place. And do that with all of them. Unless you get... No, yeah. Do that with all of them. Let's see if I can... Unless you get this case, which you're going to do U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. And then you'll put the piece in place, and then do those two algorithms until it's solved. Or until the second layer is solved. Then you will have this, let's see, you'll have this, I'm going to start from this, you'll have a gun like I just had, or a hook, you might call it a hook, or you'll have a bar, or you'll have the cross already solved. I'm gonna say I had the, just the dot, so you're going to do this algorithm with the yellow facing up. You're going to do F, R, U, R, prime, U prime, F prime. And then you have the bar. Now you're going, or hook. Now you're going to hold the hook up here so it's back and to the left. and you're going to do this. Instead of F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, you're doing, you're doing F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And then you will have the cross. If you get the bar, you're going to hold it horizontally and do the first algorithm that we did, which is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime. And then you will have the cross. Now, we are going to orient these edges. So, turn it until you have two of these matching up. I only had to do it once, and it's the green and the red. And then hold these two facing you and facing to the right, and do this algorithm. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. And then U prime. And you should have all of them. Now, let's see. If oh, I don't know how to do it. Okay. If you have it like this, where there's one solved and then the opposite is solved, you're going to hold them like I'm holding them vertically and do the same algorithm. I'll say the algorithm. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R prime, R, U prime, R prime. Then you'll have these two solved, and so you do the same algorithm with an U prime added. So R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U prime. Now you have all the edges oriented, so you need to orient the corners. You need to find one that's at least in place, but maybe not solved, like this one. Once you have them, you figure out which way the others need to be twisted for all of them to be solved. And at least 3 will be unsolved, or all of them will be unsolved, or not in the right place. So for me, I need it to be, that's clockwise or counterclockwise. So I'm doing U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, L prime, U. Wait, no. U prime, L. That puts them all in place, but if you need to rotate them counterclockwise, you're doing that backwards. So L prime, U, R prime, or R, U prime, L, R prime, U prime, wait, what? Okay, never mind. You're doing L prime, U, R prime, no, R, U prime, L, U prime, R prime, U. And then you'll have all of them in the right place. I'm just going to, okay, you'll at least have all of them in the right place. So now you need to permute them. So you will either have a, you might have a case like that. Nope. You might have a case like this where there are 2 right here and then 2 right here, and I'll show you what to do when you get to that. You might have it so these 2 are solved and it's just these 2. You might have it so these 2 are where the yellow is here and here, or I'll try to cover everyone that I can think of. But if you get like this, you're going to do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, then L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, or L prime U L. Then hold it over here and do the same thing. So R U2 R prime U prime R U R prime R U prime R prime. Sorry, nose is itchy. Then do the same thing. L prime U2 L U L prime U L prime. Then it will be solved. So let's see. You might have a case like this where two of them are like that, and so you have the headlights here, or one headlight's broken. So you're going to make this a headlight by twisting it that way, not with your hands, and do this. R, U2, you're doing the same algorithm, R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, then L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U prime, L prime, U, L. Then you have the headlights over here, so you're doing the same thing. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, R, U prime, R prime, L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U, L. And then you'll have that solved. And if you have the headlights, then you just do that algorithm. But if you have it like this, you're going to make it so you have headlights, because you don't have headlights here. But even though you don't have headlights here, you can still hold it with the green side up, because you have headlights here. And do the same algorithm, R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, and then L prime, U2, L, U, L prime, U, L. And then it's solved, and that, I believe that should cover all of the cases. No, that doesn't cover one. But I can get it to that case. See, can I? There, okay. So you might get something like this, where it has three solved. You're going to hold it to where this is right here, and then do this algorithm, or the same algorithm, R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, L, U2, L prime, U, L, no, L, oh my gosh. Oh, just look at the subtitles. I'm gonna get this wrong. Okay, then you'll have this case, and you just do the algorithm when you have the headlights. And it's solved, and I believe that covers every case. Goodbye! Thank you for watching.